You know, I'll just make two closing comments. We have made an unprecedented investment in education. Seriously, there's never been a time in American history with one piece of legislation in the middle of a recession, we committed $115 billion. $115 billion for education, including not only elementary and secondary special education, but also community colleges and some other help. And folks, you as the premier teachers in the country have to also help us in making sure that we're able to continue to combat the argument that is being waged that somehow teachers are in the way of the progress that's taking place. You know the argument that's going on here.
Yes.
Somehow, and particularly going after teachers' unions. Here's the deal. Like every profession, part of what's going to happen, and this is not scripted, but you are going to have to figure out how to police your own profession as well. There's a lot of great teachers, and I have them all in front of me here. Not all of them, but I have a representative crew. Not all teachers are created equal. Not all senators, not all presidents, not all doctors, not all lawyers. And what we have to do is we have to maintain the momentum for education in America. We have never made this kind of investment. We've got to do it right. We've got to make every penny of it work. We've got to convince the American public this is worth it. They intuitively know it's worth it. They intuitively know it's worth it. But it's very hard. And you know some of the referendums going on in your school districts, in your states. I bet I could pick every state here, and there's a referendum that has been either failed or is very closely just barely passed in order to maintain everything from the class size, to extracurricular activities, to the number of teachers in your state. And so we got a lot of work to do, but I am absolutely convinced the American people are as committed to revolutionizing education in America as we are. And you know, the president points out that, you know, there are 13 countries in the world that graduate more college graduates as a percent of population than we do. It's a startling statistic. How can we, as Jill says, how can we lead the world if we're following an education? How can a nation that out-educates us not out-compete us? How does that not happen? How does that not happen? So you got an awful lot going on, and I just want to tell you how proud I am to be here and associated with you. If I can use another quote, Rudyard Kipling said, "No printed word nor spoken plea can teach young minds what they should be. Not all the books on all the shelves, but what the teachers are themselves." And I know you underestimate, no matter what you think, you all underestimate the impact and power you have. I know you can all remember a teacher that made a difference in your life. But when you're in the midst of it, the only remuneration you really get that is worthy of what you do is the psychic remuneration you get. We don't pay you enough. But what happens is, you know, I suspect every one of you keep going because there's somebody somewhere along the line. And with all of you, it probably happens frequently. And I'm going to be selfish and brag. It happens to Jill all the time. Who come? No, for real. She's a great teacher. But what happened? No, she's a great teacher, not just because, like you, she has degrees and she's smart. She really cares about it, like you guys do. And I'll end by saying that, you know, I'm used to, having been a United States Senator since I've been 29 years old, I'm used to walking through a mall or down a city street or into a restaurant or a movie theater and people waving, and our sons and daughter would always say, "Dad, Dad, Dad, so-and-so, way back, wait," like as if I'm waving my back. Because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But I've learned about 18 years ago, Christmas shopping in the Christiana Mall in Delaware with Jill is a really humbling experience. And people going, hey, and I'll go, "Oh, no, not you, no. You guys know. So keep inspiring. I'm telling you, I believe we're on the cusp of really fundamentally changing the whole dynamic for American education. And we have to. We can't lead the 21st century with the education system of the 20th. We can't do it. It cannot be sustained. And you're the ones who are in the vanguard of all that. I thank you for what you do. As my mother was here, she'd say, God bless you, dear. You do God's work, and you really are. And I am so proud to be known wherever I go as Jill's husband. Last little story. I've done a lot of college commencement speeches. I've done a lot of high school commencement speeches. You can see I'm a very old guy. We were at my mother's wake, and it was very nice. There were literally hundreds, if not thousands, of Delawareans who lined up to come and pay tribute to my mom. And so we're standing there, and it was, what, 4 straight hours? I guess we're standing. And about 3.5 hours through this, and I'm not complaining, it was gratifying, and it made us all feel better. I don't know, it's a strange thing, these rituals, what they do. And this woman came up, a very impressive woman, very well dressed and well spoken, who was associated with the University of Delaware. And Jill had done the winter commencement speech at Delaware. And I am the only person, I believe this to be true, at least in modern history, who has given the commencement speech at the University of Delaware more than once. I don't think it's ever been done. I believe that's true, at least in the last 30 years or so. And so we're standing there, and Jill is on my right, and this woman says, oh, Dr. Biden, she said, it's such an honor to meet you. She said, you know, I've attended 19 commencements at the University of Delaware. And yours was the best commencement speech. And I said, joking, because I've made 2 of those. I said, I've spoken there twice in the last 19 years. The woman very politely said, I know. So we got it straightened this out. Welcome to Dr. Biden's house.